And here we go. Kicking off tonight's RSC matchup, we got Whiskey Business and Sparks for the prospect here. We have Whiskey Business being captained by Canadian Gamer, and we have Electric Mayhem Sparks being captained by Noverkite. Um, we're going over to the stats over here. You want to read off some of those stats, Boa?
I can. And both teams coming in with 32 wins and 20 losses. Uh, Whiskey Business has scored a lot more goals with 54 when Sparks only having 141. But then you look at saves and Whiskey Business is still leading in that category as well. But they've been saved more against, which means they've been putting more shots on goal. And what do you have to add on that?
It just seems like Whiskey Business is going to be the more aggressive team, but it also seems like they also get scored on a little bit more. I'm assuming, I haven't really seen these guys play yet, but they probably will be a very fast team and will just pepper the opposition's net. All right, let's go ahead and head over to. Well, we don't need the schedule because this is the only matchup for the night. Um, I think the only way to start us off is, we're going to tell these boys to kick it off. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. How about you?
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Oh wait, player stats. I apologize. Can we please go to player stats? I forgot about that. So over here we got on the Whiskey Business side, Rose Fanatic um, has the most games played at 52. Everybody else is pretty around that same area besides Canadian. Um, the shooting percentage across the board, high 30s is a very good shooting percentage. Um, a lot of shots, a lot of goals, kind of like we saw on those team stats earlier. You want to read off the Spark stats for me, Boa?
I will. And we'll see both of Slow and Trav both having 36 games played. And like you said, upper 30s, but these guys have Trav has almost
Oh,
40% shooting, and Slow has 43 shooting percentage. So, I mean, they're making a good bit of the shots that they put
oh,
on the net.
these are
And,
last season's
okay.
graphics apparently. Because Flolo is actually in rival this season, and Yachty is in challenger.
All right. I was wondering about Canadian only playing 11.
Yeah, so I apologize for that in advance, y'all. But I think we
Sure.
should just go ahead and kick it off to the matches. All right, let me message the guys. Nope, Doughboy got it for me. Appreciate it, Doughboy. Alrighty. Just coming off the stats and everything. Actually, let me make sure to pull up current stats because those sheets are unreliable. But let's go ahead and kick this off.
And we
Can you
have
go ahead and cast for a bit, please, Boa?
that's all we got to go through and do. And we're still seeing a lot of really big peppering of the net just coming out of the gate by Whiskey Business. Rose, and they're having to keep up on defense, and there's a big Whiff City right there. And you have all the team rotating around the ball. Canadian Gamer going for his goal. He's up in the sky and almost scores, but Kaiser there to stop the drive. Then we have Nova with the ball, pushing it past. Canadian is the only one back. And that almost a goal there. Kaiser pushing it down to net, and Nate's there to stop them again. Nate's continuing his push. Rose is there to follow up. Canadians staying back there for defense. Like we saw, he is the team captain, and he's going for the bump plays too. Nate going for the goal. Kaiser there to stop it again. That's his second save already. He's putting some masterclass on defense right now. And Rose there to stop Nova from scoring. We have Kaiser stopping again the drive of Whiskey Business. And we have Canadian Gamer pushing it out, Rose following it up. They get a great clear, and Kaiser stopping the push again. Rose pushes it back to Canadian, and Nova's settling back while he lets blocks come up. And Rose, Canadian, all of them are back. and Canadian going up with Kaiser. Kaiser beats him, and you got Rose just beating blocks right there. Nova's the only one back, and Kaiser there again to thwart that Whiskey Business offense.
Yeah, Whiskey Business is really putting the pressure on, but Sparks are not breaking. It is, seems like an amazing defensive and offensive masterclass going on in Prospect. I am having problems trying to pull up those player stats, but we'll just continue with what we know. I don't know too much about these players personally, but it does seem like these guys are really good, top of their tier. Let me see. We got Whiskey Business is 32-8 this season, and Sparks is coming up. Where are they at? Sparks is a little bit lower in the tier with 19 and 21, but the way they're playing, they do seem like they're putting up a really good fight against the top team in the tier.
Definitely, you
Um,
see. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bo. No, you go ahead.
You see a very well-rounded team, and Kaiser sticking around, just being a hindrance to that Whiskey Business offense. Like you said, Whiskey Business coming in here with a better record, but they're having a hard time with Sparks right now. And you see Canadian trying to lead that offense like he's known to do. And he's they're just there. Kaiser's pushing it back downfield. And what do you think is going to be the biggest turning point for this team tonight?
As we see a shot by Kaiser, he gets an amazing shot catching Canadian on his back feet. From what I can see right now, because once again, I don't know this tier super well or these players, but it does seem like Sparks are going to be the more defensive team. So as long as they could be patient and catch people off guard like they did in that last play, I think they can take the Sparks or this Whiskey Business team to a really good series. But with Whiskey Business, they keep doing the really good offense, but if they don't play any defense, as we see right here, nobody's back. They almost got scored on once again because they are so offensively heavy.
Definitely. And you see Kaiser is just playing such well-rounded Rocket League. And that's another goal by Sparks right there, just peppering the net. And a great pass by Nova to Blocks, just finishing that net. I mean, either Kaiser or Blocks could have scored right there.
Once again,
And you
it seems like Whiskey Business was just out of position. They were being a little aggressive and that didn't have a good defensive rotation in place. And it seems like Sparks are the more positionally sound team.
their rotations are looking very well right now. But we see a save right there by Nate. Maybe we see a change in the play style of Whiskey Business here, trying to keep more keep more defense in the net, less offense downfield to try and keep some of those fast break goals from happening. And right here we see Nova taking it down the field. Nate stopping that really good. And Kaiser up in the air. And is that on net? Oh, Kaiser almost scores again.
Once again, it seems like that Whiskey Business defense is just not there when they're needed. If they position a little bit better, they might get a couple better looks on offense as well to score a couple goals in these last 20 seconds as Rose just barely misses the net. They're fighting back on defense as Nate goes up for a possible shot, but Nova is going to be there to make sure that they can keep this to a 2-0 with 5 seconds left. I really do think that this is going to go into the Sparks corner as we see the ball go up, and that's game one
We see a
as we
kill
see
there
Sparks
by
edging out.
Blocks. Just wanting to go ahead and get it over with.
hmm As we
And
see right here, we got Kaiser at the top of the Sparks with 1 goal, 2 saves, 2 shots, 50% shooting percentage. MVP 220 over at RC and Blocks. It's just right now it seems like positionally Sparks are doing really good against this offensively heavy team. What do you think?
definitely, I mean, you see here just Nate was playing really well, but he just couldn't stop them by himself. As you see, he's the one with the save in here. But Kaiser was playing such well-rounded Rocket League soccer right there. He came back, was on defense every time, was there when he needed to stop the ball, up in the air when he needed to push, and just scored when he needed to.
If Whiskey Business doesn't change something, if they play a little bit slower, a little bit more patiently, obviously we can't hear them calming, but maybe it's a calm issue. If they can pull it together, I do think that they have the potential to edge out because it does seem like they are obviously I can't see stats right now, but just from eyeballing it, they do seem like the faster team. But fast doesn't always mean good, especially in this tier.
Definitely. I feel like we need to see some really better rotation, maybe smaller rotations to where you have more of the Whiskey Business on defense. But as I say that, you see Kaiser going up in the air, and he's been a threat up there this series. And here's a pass to Nova, and
And
it is
once
a
again, nobody in Whiskey Business is back. As we see another goal by Nova, it just seems like what do we got here? Nate cut in front. If Nate had probably gone back post, he could have probably got that save there.
definitely. We
Just
really do need to see someone sitting back more back post. I feel like that's going to be a game changer for this defense. But as we said that, I thought Block was about to get a shot on goal right there. But we see Nova coming up, and just amazing teamwork by this Sparks team.
yes, sir. As we see Kaiser trying to shadow a little bit on defense, saved enough time for his teammates to get back. Got a possible pass play, but no dice. Nate kind of hits it back to their corner. Nate clears it. Nobody really upfield to try to help corral that into a goal. As we see RCM Blocks just have a dinger of a freaking snipe. He just all the way from their half. Once again, nobody back on that Whiskey Business defense.
That's a really good game right now for RCM Blocks. I mean, 1 goal, 1 assist. He's been a root of their offense just in the first minute of this game. And we see him going for it again. And he may have not connected well, but he did get it past their side of the field. And Nova there to stop.
I'm gonna say all that matters is it's on net. Especially if they're leaving that wide open on the back end. As we see Canadian going with an amazing shot, just sneaking it past the Sparks defense here. Nate had a good pass off the back wall, and Canadian just being a little bit more patient was able to get that almost top corner. Almost got saved by Nate as well. And it seems like they might be getting in a rhythm coming back 1-2 in the series with 4 minutes left. It's anybody's game. As we see Nova coming up, possible shot on net. Nope, Nate passes it up, but there isn't a second man there for the Sparks team. K's are going to try to do a solo play, get a possible shot on net, but Canadian's just going to be sitting there waiting on the back wall. As it seems like they are doing a little bit better on that defensive rotations. If they can figure out what's working for them and get that right, I do think they're going to be a lot more of a threat than the first game they played.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing really well on. I don't know if they're shutting Kaiser down or Kaiser just knows that he doesn't have to. With such good players like RCM Blocks and Nova there, he's not really had to do much this game compared to the last one. But we do see.
With good teammates around, you don't need to always, be that workhorse. Everybody gets the time to shine. As we see RCM just not able to get up there for that save, and Canadian sneaking another goal in with 3 minutes left in the series.
And right there we see Kaiser getting demoed, who's been their root of defense. And that was such a good play by Nate to get that demo on him and just keep. It's really smart. I mean, they see what's been saving their goals, and they get rid of it.
Exactly. As we see another shot by Nova, just a little bit high off the crossbar. As we in RCM getting a possible pass mid, but Kaiser's playing a little bit more patient. Gonna try to do a solo play, maybe a pass mid for one of his team. Just wasn't able to get a good touch, but Nova was able to try to sneak a shot in, but Rose was able to get an amazing save on that half. And then Kaiser going up for another shot, just wasn't able to get a good touch because there was somebody blocking him. Canadian taking his time, maybe trying to get it around that defense from Sparks. And it's once again, it just seems like Whiskey Business is finding that rhythm that they need, because earlier in the first game, Sparks was really doing a number on them, getting a lot of really good looks because they weren't having a good defensive rotation going. As we see, close.
Yeah, I was about to say, as you're talking about it, they about went through that defense and just scored with Kaiser and RC and Blocks going through. And Nate gets it over RCM. And can Rose get it past Kaiser? Cater passes back to Nova, and that's a great clear downfield. They're playing such good team ball. I mean, they know where each other are. I can presume the comms are really good on Sparks right now.
Yeah, comms are a very vital point in Rocket League, in my opinion. Because you don't always have to look at where your teammates are. If they tell you where they are, you can just focus on the play, try to get the ball to where they are, and knowing that you also have somebody back, you can kind of play the game that you want to play. And it does seem like does have good communication. If not, they have a really amazing chemistry going on. As we see a possible shot from Canadian, but Kaiser is patient and was able to corral that around the post. And Nate with an amazing soft touch to get that into the net. Just seemed like Kaiser unfortunately couldn't get it past the post, and nobody was up for that Sparks defense. And it was an amazing touch to get that third goal in the series, or in the second match. Sorry.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a different Whiskey business. Like we said, they needed to come out here, change their rotational path, maybe get better comms. I don't really know how that side was going with them, but they came out here and they are showing why they need to be here. Oh, Case and Nova finishing it.
Amazing touch by Kaiser and Nova to be there just in case, and he was needed, was able to sneak that past Rose for an amazing shot. This is a lot tighter of a game. Once again, Whisk-y on top of the division, or not the division, the whole tier. And you do seem like they would be the heavy hitters, but Sparks are not giving up. They're doing amazing against this team. As we see a possible shot, and he was able to get that across. As we see Nova coming in, that's not able to get it on target. Kaiser coming in with 0 boosts. He's just going to go ahead and leave that, let his teammates try to deal with it. Got a nice boom from Nate. Kaiser going to try to corral, but he's just a little awkward. Nova, possible pass play coming. He just wasn't able to get it wide. Once again, different team coming out of Whiskey business. This game is really, really good for our only match of the night. Game of the night.
And we are coming out into the last 30 seconds here, and I really do hope to see and Nova with the own goal.
Son for it. It happens. Nobody that plays Rocket League can't say they haven't accidentally shot it on their own net.
Even Zen has shot it on his own net. So
now we got 20 seconds left. I mean, it's anybody's game, but 20 seconds is a tight turnaround for them. But as we see a possible pop mid, as RCM comes in with a shot. Oh, this is a close game. This is really, really good.
I'm so glad that we got to see the turnaround from Whiskey Business here and just changing it around against Sparks. And now we just went from a 2-0 game to a 4-4 in the last 14 seconds. Can we see another kickoff goal here?
And even an OT would be fine with me. It's just a lot of good Rocket League coming out. As we see a possible shot by Canadian, and Nova is just able to get that away from Nate. That would have been another shot, or another goal, sorry. As we see Nova trying to kill it, and we go into OT in the game 2. All right, let's see. We got Nate and Kaiser going off for the kick. We got RCM try to corral. Nova gets a good save. Control into the corner. See a possible clear coming out of RCM again. And once again, we're seeing that amazing offensive pressure coming out of Whiskey Business, but Sparks are just not going to let them get those easy goals.
That would have been such a good touch by RCM blocks, but Kaiser with the ball. And Canadian with a great defensive play. Nova following it up.
And see him getting the 50 there. Kaiser coming in with a possible solo play. Just tips it over with another amazing shot by Kaiser, taking the series to 2-0, going in the Sparks direction. Man, that was a lot closer of a game. If Whiskey Business can clean up a couple of offensive and defensive possessions, it can go either way. That was a really close game. Man, this is
by
a
the way,
great matchup.
I didn't want to say it during the match, but we did forget to predict who we thought were
Oh,
going to win.
we did forget that. It's going to be hard to kind of predict that now that we see everything. Just for the sake of being neutral, I say Whiskey Business may turn this around and bring it over to 2-2.
I was going to say the same thing. Since we've seen 2 games, I mean, it's not really fair for us to just say Sparks is going to win it all because they already got a 2-0 lead. So I'm going to stay neutral, go 2-2.
Yeah, it just seems like once again, on the Sparks half, that defense is amazing. They have 6 saves with Whiskey Business has 10 shots. You know, if a couple more of those shots were on target, we may be having a different game. But same thing on the Spark side, they have a total of 13 shots and only a total of 6 saves on the Whiskey Business side.
Just
It's just
amazing peppering of the net here, and great defense by both teams. But I will say that Kaiser came in when he was needed most and just scored right when he needed to, doing such a
yeah,
great job.
yeah, Sparks are doing a great job filling in where the other one needs it. You know, Kaiser had a really good shot, but it just missed, and Nova's able to kind of corral that in for him. It just seems like they're there when they're needed, have really good second man and midfield presence. But then once Whiskey Business is going, that offense and on the 1/3 of the on the field, they do a really good job. But where they are lacking is that defensive rotation.
And we are
So
not seeing the sub here, by the way.
yeah, we're not. Though I mean, with that second game being so close, I think they might be able to work something out.
Definitely.
Once
I
again,
mean,
as nobody's back for Whiskey Business, almost snuck in, and RCM comes in with the cleanup. You know, Whiskey Business keeps fighting back for defense as Nova's able to get a possible shot. Nate wasn't able to get a good clear, and RCM coming in with the cleanup. You know, if we just see a third man being a little bit more patient, they do an amazing job.
definitely. But we did see Canadian go for it, and he tried his best to get there, but there was just such a hard play for him to get back to for that. And we're just seeing the same Sparks coming in here playing such a dominant game. And I hope we do see a turnaround here by Whiskey Business. They played a really good game, but as we saw last game, it wasn't just quite wasn't enough. And a great pass by Rose, but it gets sent back down to their side of the field. And it's all Sparks on the blue side.
Yeah, as we see Kaiser coming in, getting a possible pass opportunity, just wasn't able to get the touch on it. RCM coming in, good 50. Are we going to see the third man come up? No, he's going to be a little bit more patient. You know, and that's kind of where I feel like the difference is, as we see Sparks is a lot more patient, you know, on the third man positioning versus Whiskey's just trying to go, go, go. I feel like that's like the main reason why they have been edging out in the series so far. As we see Rose get a possible pass, just wasn't able to get over. Kaiser with a really good clear. We're going to see a possible play. It's kind of 3-on-1. No, Rose with amazing cut to clear that onto the Sparks side. And as we see, Canadian with a possible shot, just wasn't able to get the cut on it. Nova, no boost, trying to pass that mid, just wasn't able to get it.
And like we
You know,
see,
it just go ahead.
go ahead, you go.
I was gonna say the Sparks team. You know, looking at these stat sheets, I'm not sure if they made any player trades or something going on, but it does not seem like this is a 19 and 21 team playing tonight.
Yeah, exact. That's what I was thinking. I mean, they're just keeping on par and doing better than this Whiskey Business team, which I think you said is at the top of the tier.
The
Am I correct on
the
that?
32 and 8. You know, they have single digit losses.
Which is crazy to look at them playing this level of play against this Whiskey Business team while having a worse record. Which I mean, record's not always everything. I mean, we know
Exactly.
that from multiple sports.
Exactly. It just seems like, you know, maybe this could just be their kryptonite though, as Whiskey Business is a very, you know, go 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 offensive team against a patient team that takes their time, watches how the other team plays to get a lot of defensive or a lot of defensive counterattacks. I know it just seems like they're doing really good against a very aggressive team.
I am seeing that Kaiser is a newer pickup by Sparks though,
Oh,
and
okay.
he
Yeah,
is a
Kaiser is
difference
really good.
maker. Yeah, he knows how to play back when he needs to, and when he needs to come up, he does great. Like right there, putting a shot on net, and Nova following it through. The chemistry with this Sparks team is so. I mean, you could say electrifying, but
Yeah, it does seem like Kaiser is helping open up the Sparks offense a lot. Because like if you know if they already are this defensive of a team, I'm assuming you know whoever they had a trade for or cut might have been also a little bit more defensive. It seems like Kaiser being on that offensive side is helping open up a lot more looks for the Sparks team.
Yes, and we can't forget that he is an amazing defensive player too, which is I feel like it's adding some more depth to the other players of the Sparks roster because they're not having to sit back as much, and they're
Exactly.
all playing at a really well potential. I mean, you could see I don't. This team could go keep the same record they have now, but just keep racking up wins the way they are playing right now.
Oh yeah, I mean they're just out of playoffs right now, but if they keep playing like this, I do see them being a really good contention for just that dark horse team this season for prospect. As we see Rose getting a possible look, I mean it's 40 seconds left, 0-1 for the Whiskey business side. If they can try to get a good look, we can possibly see another overtime coming in for this game three. As we see Kaiser with just an open net. Once again, that Whiskey business defensive rotation is going to kill them, or it is killing them.
And we're
Um,
seeing the same score as the first game, and it seems like a lot similar of a play style by Whiskey Business too.
if they just are a little bit more patient in that third man rotation, you know, once again, a completely different series. But also being good enough to exploit that, and a team seems to be what Sparks are doing really good at, and that's a very good play style for a team. Just playing defense until there's an open look, and once again, Rose was trying to come up for that save, and um, RCM with an amazing pass by Nova was able to sneak it in.
But I
Um,
will say, with
Go
Prospect
ahead.
Tier, you're gonna see more of that less third man rotation because it is a little lower level gameplay. It is still high diamond, low champ, but you do see some inconsistencies in gameplay in diamond. I will say.
Yeah, you do. It's like high diamond 3, low champ 1 is typically around where this tier sits, and okay, and HUD it did answer the question for him, but somebody new to RSC asked what all the tiers are. So I'll just say from the bottom to the top are amateur, contender, prospect, challenger. Somebody Enigma put it in the chat for me. Thank you, Enigma. Um, so this tier is sitting around like C, or, if we put it in end game rank, it's around D3 C1 roughly, give or take a couple of discrepancies because once you're in the RSC, your RSC stats are weighed a little bit more than your end game rank.
hmm
But but no,
Which,
it just seems like a lot of good plays coming out of this tier tonight.
which we do see, and it does kind of make sense learning that Kaiser is a newer player because I mean, if you've noticed in every game, RCM Blocks and Nova have both been hand in hand with goals and assists, seeing each other. I guess they've had this whole season to work with each other, and then Kaiser going in with the solo plays, which they
Yeah.
had 0 shots on Whiskey Business. I just looked at that.
Oh dang. Yeah. They were shut down tonight by this defense and mastery by that defense. And it just seems like overall, obviously with rotation, everybody gets their open look. So it seems like they're rotating really well to make sure everybody gets a goal, a save, an assist, whatever the opportunity arises. They're all very like I want to say middle of the ground, but they're all like a jack of all trade in a sense. They could all, pop off on offense if they need to, assist the shooter, or get a good save when needed. And that's what good rotations do. Um, they just give you a lot more open looks on every pitch part of the field. As we see,
Yeah,
almost got a shot in by Nova. Sorry, that.
but yeah, I mean, especially in this rank, you're gonna see a lot more discrepancy. And is that in the net? Oh wow, what a
Oh, was that a pinch? I kind of missed that. Hold on, let's take another look at it. Just
think
an
so.
unfortunate pinch going all the way to the other side. At 71 miles an hour is pretty fast for how far that guy's is.
114 kph for me, but that was a great play by Rose if it was intentional. But even if it wasn't, it's points on the board, so I don't think they're gonna
And
be
once
complaining.
nobody back on Whisk-y, and it slides in. Those shouldn't go in. Like even though this is C1, this shouldn't be going in at this level, right? Like somebody should have been back. It was just touch it a little bit to the side. They almost got there, but that's the difference maker.
Like we said, they need to have that third man hanging back, which I will say going into game 4 they could have went for the sub, but I feel that they should stay with the same team just because that way you're growing as a team, learning how to play with each other in this kind of situation.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's as we see a possible shot coming in. Amazing touch by Nate and Canadian with the cleanup. We just an unfortunate double commit there with a 50 going in the Whisk-y business way. Canadian was able to sneak that in. Sorry, obviously I had to commentate that, but so I get what you're saying though. In game 4, it's kind of hard to sub in somebody that's been sitting for 3 games, especially when they were doing okay in the second match. They ran it back for the third match to sub somebody in might be detrimental, but it does seem like they are trying to clean up a little bit, get a couple of touches. It's just they need to make sure they have that lead. They need somebody back on defense so they can keep that lead, hopefully.
Yeah, and you're still not seeing what we want to see from this team, which is the third man back. I mean, I know we've been saying it a lot, but it is true. Which Nate is starting to play that a little bit more, it seems like, as he's the first one to get back on defense, which is great to see.
It's just patience is key. You know, everybody in Rocket League is just go, 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 but as long as you're patient, the plays will come to you as well. You don't always have to go get them yourself. As you see Nate with the really good clear coming in, see if he can get a possible pass play, a bump on Kaiser, and okay, Nate is going back this time, and he just wasn't able to get the touch. That almost stuck in the net as well. But, you know, it's kind of hard to tell which way this game's going to go, but as long as Whisk-y Business can, you know, keep that defense up, you know, they're looking a lot better than they were in the third match.
Yeah, because I know they don't like to see a loss on their record. I mean, they're single digits. They'll be going to 9 in the series, but it will be good if they can win this one. That way, they keep their individual games at a lower.
I mean, because they've already now with the 3-0 right now, they are in double-digit losses.
Yeah, I forgot that's how they do it.
As we see RCM coming in with a possible pass play, Nate was able to just get it out the net, you know, try to give the team a little bit of time to breathe. RCM with an amazing cut there, trying to get it away. Amazing dunk, and Rose just misses it as Kaiser is trying to sneak it in, and Canadian with an amazing touch to get it away from Kaiser. Rose trying to take a shot on net, double commit, but the pinch does help clear that out.
Play here, I mean, we don't know what.
You good, Boa? Okay, I'm not sure if Boa's lagging out, but I will take over. As we see, an amazing save. Nova tried to sneak that in, but Nate was there to get that save. Unfortunate touch in the corner. Nate is able to clear that out to their side. Rose with the clear. Give the Whisk-y Business team a little bit of time to breathe. As we see a pass from Kaiser, Nova just wasn't able to get a shot. RCM with a good touch, and they were just able to clear that out. It just seems like they're doing a lot better on that defensive half for the Whisk-y Business team. Nate trying to control it, gets 15. You back, Boa?
I'm back. I do apologize.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
As I saw the logo and I heard nothing, I was like, oh man.
It's all good. Alrighty, as we see RCM coming in with a shot. Oh, that's a really good shot coming out of RCM. He had a 50 into a double tap. Oh man, it's unfortunate for Rose Fanatic, but that was amazing control by RCM.
He is showing some muscle. He has definitely been lifting some weights right there.
He went to the gym
all the way through.
Oh man, that was a really good play. You know, tying it up 2-2 with 45 seconds left. It could be possible another overtime in this game 4 to end out the series. As you Canadian with the pass, almost a shot with Rose, but Nova is able to corral that in with a possible pass play to mid. Just wasn't able to get that touch. Man, this is a lot closer of a game than, you know. Who do you think might edge this out?
I feel I would love to see Whisk-y Business edge it out. I mean, you see,
at least take one game for the road.
Yeah, I mean, not just for pride, but also they want to keep a lower record, of course.
Yeah, of course, like anybody. You know, it seems like they are playing like they want it more. You know, a lot better defensive positions, as we saw a possible shot coming out with an overtime for game 4. We see Nate and Kaiser going for the kickoff. Goes Whiskey Business ways. Rose tries to corral it. RCM going for the touch. Just wasn't able to get a good pass off. Good bump to a back pass. Nova coming in. Nate was able to clear it out. Passed it right to Kaiser by accident. You know, it does seem like Whiskey Business is doing a lot better. It just, you know, who's going to break first? Whiskey Business's defense or, you know, Sparks' offense. That's kind of where I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the first time right here. I'm pretty sure that it's other than the kickoff that it's went on to the Sparks side of the field, and that was almost a shot right or a goal right there. And you see Nate going for the bump play right there, Rose passing it, and that's good knowledge by Canadian to go back right there. He catches it, and now he's taking it up the wall, and great meet by RCM blocks.
Nova being a little bit patient there. Kaiser with a really good pass off of the back wall, kind of cleared it. But once again, Sparks being the patient team that they are, they have 2 people back for that clear. It seems like they're just making sure they do not get scored in the outlet situation. You know, they're doing really good controlling it as a possible shot, just a little bit high. Nate with the clear, possible backboard pass with nobody there on Whiskey Biz to clean it up. Ooh, Canadian almost snuck it by, but he was able to get a really good touch, make sure it didn't go towards the net.
This game's able to play though from both teams.
Yeah, this game's a lot closer. They're doing a lot more. I feel like there's a lot more midfield presence coming out of both sides. As we see Kaiser with an amazing save. He's probably going to go up. Nope, RCM is up. A double commit. That might be detrimental for Sparks, as Nova just wasn't able to get a touch on that ball. And this game's a lot closer. Okay, I was about to say, I have a feeling this is going to be a little bit longer of an overtime this time around.
I would have loved to see this kind of play from Whiskey Business the whole game, but I'm glad that we do get to see it a little bit. It definitely makes the team feel good to see that, okay, we can put a game up against, we can put up against them. We're definitely not just getting destroyed if we face them later on in the season. So.
Exactly, and this is a good motivation booster for the Sparks team as well. They did make that switch with Kaiser, and they are right now 3-0 against the top team in the tier and putting up a dang good fight on this 4th match, trying to get that sweep. And Whiskey Business obviously fighting to not get swept. As we see a shot come out, they double committed. Nate trying to get a shot, just wasn't able to get the angle. It does seem like maybe they're playing a lot more defensively, but it does seem like that offensive pressure they had in the first couple games isn't there as much. But once again, defense does win games. As long as they're not getting scored on, they can still have more time to fight. As you see Kaiser with a possible... Oh, sorry. I had to commentate that part.
Definitely. I understand. But Canadian playing really good defense right there, and a miss from both sides of the ball. And Kaiser playing back like he has been all game, just letting his teammates play more of the offensive roles, which you don't see roles as much in the lower rank. But I thought that
Nate
was going
just missed that. Yeah, Nate just missed that shot. That would have been a really good way to end it. Nate got a demo coming back. RCM with a really good block. Just once again, we're already almost 4 minutes into this OT, almost essentially double regulation.
Do you know the record for the longest RSC OT?
That I do not. If anybody in chat knows, please let me know, because I do not know the longest. I'm still pretty new to the RSC as well.
Yeah, me as well. And that was a wide open net for Whiskey Business right there. And
Nate just a little bit high. Man, Nate getting some really good looks. They're just a little bit off. As we see Rose possible shot, but he was able to get a really good block on that shot. Nate possible pass play, gives it right to Kaiser. Kaiser with a really good look, but RCM going to try to corral this for a backboard pass, but Nate with really good backboard defense there.
We're seeing a completely different Nate in this game. I mean, he's just playing on all cylinders.
All right, AB26 Panther did say that Rose is scoring at 5:38. Let's see if that prediction's true. I'll give you $20. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I ain't paying nobody. But okay, SPC Kaiser controlled in the corner. Canadian coming in with a good pass. RCM just isn't able to, but Nova is able to clean that up for him. Rose with a possible shot opportunity. RCM with really good backboard defense. Kaiser just a little bit high. Nobody on the Whiskey Business side to clean it up.
Did we
Man, this
see a double regulation or a triple regulation? I mean,
I don't know. That's a lot of Rocket League. So no, that'd be awesome. I'm not sure if anybody. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I was see if anybody knew the RSC record, but we do not. This is getting really long as we see a good clear by Rose. Nova a little bit awkward,
and
and Rose. Oh! The Panther with the prediction. Got it.
wait,
Rose with the shot at 5:38.
I
I feel
swear
like
it's
I
not
gotta
scripted,
pay him.
guys.
I feel like I gotta pay Panther. There's no way he predicted that. Oh man.
Panther. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. That was an amazing series and an amazing prediction by Panther. Oh my goodness.
At first,
That
I was
series was
like,
incredible.
at first, I heard you freaking out. I was like, man, it was a good shot. I mean, we finally got the time over, and I looked up at this count, and I was like, wait, 5:38. Huh?
Oh man. Panther's a psychic, dude. You need to change your profession. Oh man, that was an amazing series as we see almost everybody over 500 points. A lot of shots, a lot of saves. That was an amazing series. But Sparks did win that 3-1. Um, and once again with that trade from Kaiser, trade or cut, I'm not sure what the acquisition was, but they are looking really good for this prospect season. We're able to take 3 games off of the top team in the tier.
I mean, 9 saves coming out of yeah, 9 saves coming out of Whiskey Business. That is just really great when you look at how they've been performing in the past few games.
Hmm.
I mean, they shut down the Sparks offense, and that's what they needed to do, and they delivered. Nate,
Yeah, that's
especially coming out.
Yeah,
So
they definitely showed up on that defensive half for that game. They had to kind of pull back on the offense, missed a little bit of that second man presence, but they were able to get all those saves and were able to take that game away from Sparks, who were a lot more patient and positionally well played that entire series.
yeah, I mean that was an amazing series. Although I know some people wanted to see Whiskey win out to keep their streak going with low or stay out of the double digits, but it it was great to see a team that nobody saw coming out with a very high losing record, no chance or no way getting in the playoffs, coming out here and beating one of the top teams in their tier.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing series. Um, there isn't another series after this, so this is going to be the end of the stream. You got anything else to sign us off, Boa?
Everyone have a good night, and I hope y'all stay safe.
Thank you. You too. And Jimmy, it was 1-3.